Alex Gordon from Master Your Message. Today at the Connecting with Women for Success, the National Black Women's Network, I have this amazing lady with me. Her presentation was so awesome today. Her name is Janice Gordon. She's written a book. Now, she's going to tell us about herself and about her fabulous book.
Janice B Gordon.
Okay, Janice B Gordon. I am so sorry.
No, the reason why it's Janice B. I do have a B in the middle of my name, but it's because if you put Janice B Gordon, I'm the only one in Google, so everyone finds me, so it's really, really important. But, you know, talking about my book, Business Evolution, Creating Growth in a Rapidly Changing World. Now, the book is about the essential 4 Ps. It talks a little bit about how I came about my revelation in business from all of the experiences that I had. But the essential 4 Ps is about personality, purpose, pleasure and process. Personality. Put your personality into your business.
Ain't got a problem there.
No,
Yes,
exactly.
no.
It makes you identifiable globally. You know, people have got to be able to raise their hands and say, I like that guy, I really want to talk to him. And you've got to be able to do that through live sessions, you know, all over the world. You've got to share a bit of yourself to people. So personality talks a bit about that. It's so much more than personal branding.
Yes,
because you're not putting yourself into it. It's not just your experience and skills. They talk about personal branding is being remembered when you're not in the room. Well, how much business are you going to get being remembered? Okay, it's nice to be remembered, but that isn't going to bring me any business.
That doesn't close the business,
you
yes.
know, personality is all about being recommended when you're not in the room, and that's because what you said, it compels them to do something about it. So that's personality. Purpose. What's your why? Why are you compelled to be on your mission? What is your mission? What can you do that no one else can do in the way you do it? Because you're unique and different. We're all unique and different, and there's a reason for that. The reason is that we're here to carry out our own purpose, and we all have a mission. Otherwise, we'd all be the same, wouldn't we?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's
and we're
true.
not.
We're not the same.
We're all different. So there's a reason why we're all different. So it's really about tapping that into that. In the book, you get strategies and exercises, so you've got to actually write in and answer the questions about what are your core values, and when you write them in, it's like there's real insights that come out of it. It's a bit like peeling an onion, so you really get to discover yourself, because we think we know ourselves, but in our head what happens is our parents' voice, our teacher's voice, all these other people, and it's difficult to know who you really are, what you really care about. You know, and that's what it does, it peels that onion, so you can think, actually this is my purpose, this is what I'm here for. And then the 3rd P is pleasure. You know, this is about, once people have said, I really love you, you know, I really get you, I understand your values, you actually then want to understand them. So it's really about understanding their needs, their desires. This is your tribe of people that are going to support you, your customers. And then the last P is your process. How do you keep them coming back?
Wow.
That's the word. What is the wow? What is the wow? What's that essential thing that you can do because you really understand
Now,
your
listen
type
for this
of
one,
people?
guys. Listen.
Listen to this one.
Get your
Listen
pens
to
out.
This
one.
Start writing down.
Okay.
Do you know what? Just buy the book. What do you mean get your pens out? Buy the book. What's wrong with him? Eh?
Okay, just buy the book.
Business Evolution. Janice B Gordon. It's on Google. You'll get it. So yeah, process.
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Sorry,
Yes.
Google. Yeah, thank you for correcting me there. Yeah. So what is the process that you're going to use in your business? People often, I'm a business coach and consultant, speaker, all of that. People often forget about the business model and they go into Me Too businesses. Like, that person's got a business, I can do the same, especially us black people, I'm afraid. You know, like, you've got to create a business model that's really going to continue to wow your customer. And that can be a really simple thing. And we overcomplicate things in business. So really your process, what is the process? If you understand your customer really well, you know what they really want, you then design the process around giving it to them. Forget about other people's business models. What is your process that's going to enable you to keep delivering consistently? That's the thing, consistently.
That's amazing. So, you're so passionate about what you say and what you do. What got you here? What?
My parents?
Okay, apart from your parents, okay, there has to be a beginning. The parents was involved, okay, mum and dad, I understand that. But what propelled you? Did you sound like you got a lot of fuel inside of you?
Do you know what? I didn't, and other people, this may resonate with them, I kind of didn't fit in the system. I was a bit of a kind of square in a round, and it just didn't resonate with me. I said when I was speaking earlier that we all have these milestone moments, and one of mine was when, you know, I was at school 15, and my careers teacher said, what do you want to do? I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I said, vet. He said, I'm not intelligent. You're not intelligent enough to do A-levels. Right? It was a small village school. We were the only black family there for a little while, kind of thing. And actually, this happens in the work, in our environments a lot, that people tell us what we can't do, what we're not capable of. And at that time at 15, I didn't know what I was capable of, but I knew there was more for me than what he thought.
Wow.
Because it was his perception of me. He doesn't know who I am, and I'm just discovering myself. But that was a real milestone moment. At that time, you wouldn't believe...
I'm going to say thanks to that person then.
Well, no, I wouldn't say thanks, because there's a lot of people that would have listened to that.
Wow.
There was something in me that didn't, but for a while it did keep me back. So I wouldn't want to thank a teacher that says things like that, but there's a lot of people out there that think that. And you have to remember, when someone's giving you advice, it's about their historic experience, their life experiences, what has been told to them. Tell me, what has that got to do with you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Other people's advice, except for mine, of course, when I'm advising you in business. But
the perception of you,
the perception of you. How can that feed you? When it's all about, you know, he was, you know, whatever, you know, village he came from on Mars kind of thing. What has that got to do with your life experience? How can he know? He doesn't know anything. So it really started me to think deeper and think behind that. So you asked me how I got into this. I started on a journey of, you know, sewing clothes. My parents taught me that, trying to fit into different things. I went, you know, I got my A-levels. I went to university and I did fashion, textiles and business.
Wow.
I love the business side. I still love the fashion side, you know, kind of thing. And that just started me on my journey. I did an MBA at Cranfield, and I've kind of travelled the world with it, really. And I advise businesses with, you know, all of that kind of key information, really. But, you know, you just start with one step, and then the next step, and then the next step, and the world starts opening up to you if you have an open mind. You know, I love travel. I love, you know, finding out about people. I love helping people make connections in their business to get them to see things that are not obvious to them, you know, so that they can be their best, you know, that they can follow their mission. And that's what I love to do.
That's amazing. Wow. So, Janice, where's the big dream for you? I know you got here, you got from here to here, and you're passionate, you're traveling. What's the big, whatever it is?
The big. Do you know what? I it's important to have a purpose in life, your mission. But you only need to know what the next step is, because once you've done that step, the next one opens, the next one opens. I've worked in Africa. I worked in Botswana, and so I know Southern Africa, and I've travelled quite a bit. I dream, and I'm on Savannah. You know, I'm seeing the animals. So that's really, although I come from the Caribbean, and I absolutely adore the Caribbean.
Where the Caribbean?
Antigua, 365 beaches, every one of them differently. It's beautiful. But you know, I would love to give back in that way, and go out there and use a lot of my commercial experience and help people to export, get hard currency. So I have a big plan, a really big plan to actually create something, you know, that's global, really, that allows people really to use what they've got. And it's the same as what I'm doing now. You know, make the most of what you've already got. But when I worked in Africa, you might have something small, but you do it really well, and the only thing that you're not exposed to is global markets. You may not, you know, have all of that, but actually a lot of the skills and the take-up and the enthusiasm is to the 10 times in other countries sometimes, really, because they're not given anything, really, so you have to create it for yourself, and that's really entrepreneurial and innovative. I love that. That helps to feed me. Well, if I can provide access for that, then it will be brilliant. You know, you see, I've got this outfit on. I create my own outfits. It's called Africolette, and I could really see that you know, in terms of production, do really well out there.
Wow.
You know.
So where could the audience, where can they connect with you? Where can they follow you? Where can they hear from you on a frequent basis? Where?
I do a live session every Wednesday called Wednesday Wisdom on my Facebook page. If you go to Janice B Gordon, I remember I got stuck in Israel at the border gate, and they wouldn't let me through. You know, and it's all of these things about, you know, how can a black person like you know what they're
Wow.
thinking, live in Egypt for 6 weeks, and you'll say you're working. You know, what on earth do you do? When I said I'm a visiting fellow of Cranfield and consultant, they didn't believe me.
Wow.
So there's all these guns, and I was stuck at the border for a number of hours and waiting outside in the hot sun. And I said to him, well, look me up on Google. Wasn't that nice?
My
and she
God.
didn't believe me. So I said, just put in Janice B Gordon, page 1, page 2, page 3.
Did you hear that, guys?
Cranfield.
Did you hear that, guys?
All the videos that I've done, meeting Richard Branson, all of that stuff, really. So, you know, like, yeah, and they were very nice and smiley after that and apologetic and let me go. So it's actually quite useful having a social profile. Gets you out of trouble.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, people can get me Janice B Gordon. Put it in on Google, and you'll get all of my sites, LinkedIn, absolutely everything.
And
Make
remember
sure you connect
to
with
buy
me.
the book.
Business Evolution, creating growth
Evolution.
in a rapidly changing
Amazon.
world. Yeah, definitely.
.co.uk. Okay, guys. Janice, thank you so much.
Brilliant.
You're an amazing lady. You got so much just coming out, man. We should connect. So before today, I must get your card off.
Yeah,
all right?
you must.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, guys, and watch out for more at the National Black Women's Network, connecting with women for success. Bye.